Hey y'all, it's me. It's your girl, the real deal Anita Skills Reaction Channel. Like, share, and subscribe. What's up, real deal? What's up with y'all? Now, y'all know we did a story the other day on the Philadephia shooter, right? Something that you didn't know about the Philadephia shooter. He was going through a lot, y'all. He was going through an anxiety just kicked in and took control of his life. Now, let me tell you something that I found out the other day. The police dispatch admit errors made from the Philadelphia shooter. Y'all, see, this ain't the same people. See, when we used to work, we took into our job. We love our jobs. You know, we ain't just do the job for money. We did a job because we liked and enjoyed what we did. Now, I don't know what went on with this dispatcher, the police dispatcher, but they didn't take the matters right, y'all. Let's take a look at this. They didn't take the matters right, y'all. Because somebody called them and gave them some information on this incident, and they didn't pay it no attention. So let's see what's going on. But this don't make no sense.
Investigation is underway following their response to a 911 call connected to last week's mass shooting in Kingsessing. Commissioner Danielle Outlaw said this afternoon that they're looking into why officers were dispatched to the wrong address on July 2nd, ruling reports of a shooting there unfounded. In fact, the first victim was already dead at the correct address in a different neighborhood, where 4 others were fatally shot 2 days later. Action News investigator Chad Pradelli live at a vigil for the victims in Kingsessing tonight. Chad, what more are police telling you today?
Brian, police are saying errors were made in handling those 911 calls, and now some in this neighborhood are questioning whether the mass shooting could have been prevented.
It was like something out of the movie. I couldn't believe it.
This woman, who doesn't want to be identified, says she watched from her porch as alleged mass shooter Kim Brady Carricker opened fire through the front door of 1625 South 56th Street and went in and killed Joseph Wama Jr. in the early hours of July 2nd, roughly 44 hours before he's accused of opening fire in the same neighborhood and killing 4 others. She says an hour and a half after the alleged killing, she repeatedly called 911.
Listen, she repeatedly dialed 911. She repeatedly. Because he shot through that door, y'all. Repeatedly means she kept calling. Okay.
But the cops didn't come. Then I started feeling guilty. So I did call the cops. And the first 2 times I ain't get no answer. And then the third time they called me back and asked me the location.
Instead of South 56th Street, officers were dispatched to the 1600 block of North 56th, roughly 3 miles away.
It's going to be 1600 North.
Yeah, they sent the police to the wrong place. Listen, let me bring this back up. She gave the call. Listen, see, y'all got to train these people on all jobs. All jobs. Let me show you this. Listen to this. Listen, this is very important. I'm sorry for rewinding, but I have to.
He says an hour and a half after the alleged killing, she repeatedly called 911.
And I waited, but the cops didn't come. Then I started feeling guilty. So I did call the cops. And the first 2 times I ain't get no answer. And then the third time they called me back and asked me the location.
Instead of South 56th Street, officers were dispatched to the 1600 block of North 56th,
Wow.
roughly 3 miles away.
It's going to be 1600 North 56th Street. That's all we have.
Responding officers didn't see anything and left. Deputy Commissioner Krista Dahl-Campbell oversees police dispatch.
When they spoke to each other, there was no mention of direction of north or south, just stating that it was on the 1600 block.
But 911 calls show accurate address locations. Police admit they had some accurate information available.
And an error was made. Someone placed in the wrong location without reviewing that to see in a very small print that she was in South 56th.
The dispatch error has people in this heartbroken neighborhood wondering if the mass shooting the following day could have been prevented.
It could have.
It may have given us an investigative lead.
It could have been prevented. Why are we going to pretend that it couldn't be prevented? If they had got this right here, it could have been prevented. The lady called 911 3 times. She dialed 911. Y'all, if they didn't tell us, we wouldn't have known about it. So I appreciate that police telling us about it. Because, look, it started. Let me pull it back. Hold on, y'all. Right here. It started here. Instead of South 56th Street, the officer went to the other because they didn't do nothing but give them the information. They didn't give it to them right. Y'all got to dispatch the police the right way. That lady called 3 times to prevent something from happening. Once she hung up, they called again. They called her.
So I did call the cops. And the first 2 times I ain't get no answer. And then the 3rd time they called me.
Only reason why y'all found out about this information is why? Because of her. They knew if they didn't mention it, it was going to get out there and they could have got sued. This could have been prevented if the instructions was given correctly. If they didn't mention this lady right here it could have been worse than what it was. If it weren't for her, we wouldn't have known.
They asked me the location.
Instead of South 56th Street, officers were dispatched to the 1600 block of North 56th, roughly 3 miles away.
It's going to be 1600 North 56th Street. That's all we have.
Responding officers didn't see anything and left. Deputy Commissioner Krista Dahl-Campbell oversees police dispatch.
When they spoke to each other, there was no mention of direction of north or south, just stating that it was on the 1600 block.
But 911 calls show accurate address locations. Police admit they had some accurate information available.
And an error was made. Someone placed in the wrong location without reviewing that to see in a very small print that she was in South 56th.
The dispatch error has people in this heartbroken neighborhood wondering if the mass shooting the following day could have been prevented.
While it may have given us an investigative lead, the likelihood of cutting that off or cutting off what happened later on, we just don't know.
And Commissioner Outlaw says no stone will go unturned in this.
They showed telling the truth. They showed if it wasn't for this lady to come out from this house, it started right there from him. When he shot in there, when she dialed 911, they did not come. So mentally, he thought he had got away with the mass shooter, thought he had got away with it. But he didn't. He continued to start shooting again, right? Y'all, tell me what you think, real deal. Tell me what you think. And also, he left a message. He left a message for the police. That he wanted to stop them from having fun. He wanted them to stop for something. But he wanted to stop the violence in that neighborhood. But he prevented violence. Oh my gosh. Mental health is serious, y'all. Y'all share, like, share, and subscribe to Real Deal. Tell me what y'all think in the chat. I appreciate what y'all do for the channel. Get a chance, buy your souvenir, okay, from the shopping area. My shopping store, okay? I'm out.